If you ever find yourself traveling along the desolate stretch of Highway 79, between Oracle Junction and Florence in southeastern Arizona, you might catch a glimpse of a lonely monument. A mortared cobblestone pile topped with a 2-foot-tall black iron silhouette of a saddled but riderless horse, its head bowed. Many passers-by barely notice it, while others are left wondering about its eerie presence. What secrets does this mysterious monument hold? Who was the man it commemorates, and what led to his tragic end? If you're curious about the tale behind this haunting memorial, then this video is for you. Instead of starting from the beginning, we're diving straight into the chilling conclusion of this story. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll unravel the mystery right after the intro.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you some tragic news. Tom Mix, aged 60, the beloved cowboy actor and hero of countless Western thrillers from the silent film era, has been killed. The accident occurred 18 miles south of Florence, Arizona, where Mix was pinned beneath his overturned automobile on a highway detour. Tom Mix, whose colorful career spanned roles as a circus performer, soldier, law enforcement officer, and motion picture star, was an idol to millions around the world. He was traveling alone from Tucson to Florence and Phoenix when the accident happened. Reports indicate that Mix died instantly after losing control of his car. There will be no inquest. His body has been taken to Florence. The world has lost a true legend today. Tom Mix will be deeply missed.
October 12, 1940, was a bright, sunlit autumn day in southern Arizona, with the afternoon heat climbing to a toasty 85 degrees. The desert landscape north of Tucson, along Highway 79 towards Florence, was dry and rugged. The parched earth was dotted with hardy cacti and scraggly bushes, their shadows stretching long under the relentless sun. A car speeding at 75 miles an hour could be spotted from a distance, trailing clouds of fine powdery dust in its wake, swirling like ghostly apparitions against the stark, blue sky. Only a few automobiles could reach such impressive speeds back then. This particular car was a 1937 supercharged V8 Cord 812 Phaeton convertible, a marvel of engineering designed and built in Indiana. Driven by a bona fide cowboy, this radiant yellow roadster with its luxurious red leather interior was truly a one-of-a-kind American touring car. Further up Route 79, near mile marker 115 and about 18 miles south of Florence, a bridge had been washed out by flash floods. Despite the warning signs and barriers, the driver of the coffin-nosed Cord convertible, traveling at high speed, didn't notice the danger in time. Slamming on the brakes, the car swerved twice before rolling over into the wash, leading to a tragic end. Not long before the crash, Tom Mix had left a saloon at Oracle Junction, near what is now Lupe's restaurant. He reportedly enjoyed some whiskey and played a few hands of poker with his good friend Bud White before setting off to meet relatives in Florence. Tragically, he never made it. At approximately 2:12 p.m. that day, Thomas Hezekiah Mix, aged 60, was pronounced dead. Two highway employees, John Adams of Oracle and E.A. Armenta of Casa Grande, were the first to discover the overturned vehicle. They were soon joined by Martin Younkers from Beloit, Wisconsin, and Anthony Montz from Rockford, Illinois, who had seen Mix pass them on the highway north of Tucson. Together, They helped pull the actor's body from beneath his racing car. Yonkers and Monts reported that a heavy suitcase had fallen against Mix's head, burying his face in the soft ground. A physician later confirmed that the blow had broken his neck. Local investigators revealed that Mix, who had left Tucson at 1 p.m., was serving as an advance agent for a circus scheduled to perform in Phoenix soon. The Cowboy star was carrying $6,000 in cash, $1,500 in traveler's checks, and several valuable jewels. The little church where Tom Mix's funeral rites were conducted overflowed with mourners, many of whom were friends from his film career and others from his earlier days on the open range. The small space couldn't contain the outpouring of grief and respect for the Cowboy star. Outside, on the lawn, around 2,000 curious onlookers gathered. Some held pocket cameras and autograph books, hoping to catch a glimpse of the celebrities they expected to attend. However, there was little need for the cameras and none for the autograph books. The prominent figures who came to pay their respects were few and kept respectfully in the background. Among the best-known faces were fellow Cowboy stars Gene Autry, Buck Jones, Harry Carey, George O'Brien, William S. Hart, and Tex Ritter. They stood quietly, honoring the memory of a man who had become a legend in his own time. December 6, 1956, Don Dedera of the Arizona Republic wrote an article about Tom Mix.
Tom Mix Monument, a statue of a horse, saddled but riderless, trails its reins at the place where my boyhood hero died. Tom Mix could not sing, and he could not play a guitar. He never rolled his eyes, and he had no talent for swiveling his hips like a man with a chunk of ice in his jeans. But hero he was, and he will live as long as the memories of millions of boys, now men. He was born in Mix Run, Pennsylvania, in 1880, and he died here at Tom Mix Wash, 18 miles south of Florence, October 12, 1940. In those 60 years, he succeeded at enough careers for a half-dozen lesser men. As a soldier, he saw action in the Philippines, where he opened his mouth and took a Spanish bullet which emerged from his neck, and in the Boxer Rebellion in China, where he won a medal and citation. A shell fragment almost scalped him while he was serving with the British in the Boer War in South Africa. His cowboy role was honestly come by. It was his trade in most of the western states. He became foreman for a huge Oklahoma ranch and won national riding and roping contests in Cannon City, Colorado, and Prescott. Always, he did things by hunches. He was a Texas Ranger, Deputy U.S. Marshal in Oklahoma, Montana, Arizona, and New Mexico, and was sheriff of counties in 3 states. He was wounded twice while wearing a badge. His prowess at rodeoing caught the eye of a Hollywood agent who offered him $100 a week. Tom Mix gulped. The agent said $150. And the man who was to make the horse opera the nation's premier form of entertainment accepted. His standard role was that of a hard-fisted cowboy with a fast gun and the biggest hat west of Nantucket Lightship. On screen, women to Tom Mix were creatures of rescue, not love. And in all of his pictures, he never smoked, and he never took a drink. I remember him best as a radio performer, in person and impersonated, which I long thought were synonymous. Until I was almost grown. I believed that if I ate enough Ralston cereal, I would become his double, complete with faithful horse, Tony. Never was there, or has there been, a better man than Tom Mix at dispatching a villain with a single smite. But most heroic of all, in my eyes, was his refusal to be seen picking a banjo in places no real cowboy would pack a musical instrument. "I'll quit motion pictures before I'll learn to play a mandolin," he once said. "And none of my fans will ever hear me desecrating the atmosphere of a theater by yodeling." The last 10 years of his life, Tom Mix spent in Wild West shows. On the day he died, he was traveling alone, from Tucson to Phoenix, as advance agent for an old cow waddy buddy, Ken Maynard. No one witnessed his death. Apparently his glistening green Rolls-Royce Speedster went out of control in a bridge detour and overturned. The men who found him said a flying suitcase broke Tom Mix's neck.
Tom Mix has always captivated motion picture audiences with his daring stunts and charismatic presence. A true thrill seeker, he never shied away from taking risks to entertain his fans. His athleticism and natural talent as a plainsman made him a standout in the world of Western films. Renowned as one of the best riders in the world, Tom had a deep bond with his horses. One of his favorites was Aggie, a horse that seemed to understand his every command. When Tom told Aggie to fall dead, Aggie would perform the stunt flawlessly, rivaling the best actors in Hollywood. Tom Mix was a man of many talents: cowboy, United States Scout in the Spanish-American War, motion picture comedy director, comedy star, and dramatic star. His story is one of adventure and versatility. Mix's rise to fame in the film industry was fueled by his deep knowledge of life on the plains. His leadership in the cattle country was well known, with hundreds of followers joining him in many thrilling adventures, especially those aimed at ridding the Southwest of bandits. For a long time, Mix created 2 reel comedies for William Fox, packing 5 reels of action into just 2,000 feet of film. His comedies were so popular that exhibitors began demanding he be starred in 5-reel dramatic productions. Initially hesitant, Mr. Fox eventually gave in to the overwhelming demand. Tom Mix excelled in these roles, seamlessly transitioning from comedy to drama. He was a skilled shooter, an exceptional rider, and his horses performed brilliantly under his direction. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of Tom Mix's work is the fresh energy he brings to his productions. While Western subjects naturally lend themselves to action-packed storytelling, Mix doesn't rely on the easy route. Instead, he constantly strives for and achieves new effects, pushing the boundaries of the genre. Mix's unique background as a plainsman allows him to capitalize on his abilities in ways others cannot. His dedication to realism sets him apart, making his films a testament to his expertise and self-confidence. No other actor in Western dramas is as convincing as Mix, who consistently sets new standards, as seen in his groundbreaking work in Six-Shooter Andy. In his latest William Fox photoplay, Mr. Logan, USA, Tom Mix performed a daring stunt, riding his trusty horse Tony down a steep 200-foot embankment. This thrilling scene will be showcased at the Liberty Theater that night. However, to say Tom completed the entire ride would be a bit of a stretch. He managed to ride 150 feet before the final 50 feet turned into a dramatic roll down the hill. The stunt was so nerve-wracking that even the cameraman, J.D. Jennings, felt shaky as he filmed. Tony, ever the careful and intelligent horse, navigated the steep incline with caution. But within 50 feet of the bottom, he stumbled on some brush. In a remarkable display of instinct, Tony turned slightly and threw Tom upward toward the bank. Despite their best efforts, both horse and rider tumbled down the hill, rolling until they could roll no more. Amazingly, Tom came to a stop right next to Tony, unscathed and ready for the next adventure. Are you ready for the next adventure? Thanks for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Tom Mix. If you enjoyed this adventure, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our next thrilling tale. Until then, saddle up and get ready, because the next adventure is just around the corner.